Hello and welcome to part 40, aka day 40, in this Creating a PHP Web Framework series, and we're just going to continue with implementing a PHP CSS parser, and this is part 2 of that, and we actually had something reasonable working. So what we had was, if I go to the test style.php, so by simply using this line here, we're able to pass a PHP file as CSS. So what we were trying to do is we were going to implement some methods into this CSS class. So CSS here, what I'm actually going to do is have a test method again, public function test, and it's test, it doesn't matter because I'm going to delete it anyway, and I'm going to return a string of blue. So what I'm going to do is go to test style, and if this condition is met, at the moment it isn't, but if it is, we would do $CSS agent and call that method like so. So if we go back to it, it shouldn't change color. If we change this to a 5, 5 does equal 5 for equal blue. So that's good. That shows that we can get stuff from it very easily. And the thing that one of the methods that I wanted to add, as I added on the Trello, was a method for easily loading fonts using a PHP method and a PHP file passed as CSS. Actually, don't know if there's a Trello link. No, I'm gonna add the link to Trello, because obviously that would be very useful. So let me just edit this. So edit, and how do I go? Reload the page. So how do I get a link to it? How do I share it? Nope. Nope, that's not it. Nope. Okay, here we go. The board is public, it's visible to anyone with the link, and will show up in search engines, bloody blah. Okie dokie, now I want to get a link to it. So I'll probably need to go to Trello.com. Not signed in. Actually, see if I can just Google it. Trello Sonar Systems. And I'm gonna have to log in. So for security purposes, I'm just going to put an image. It's just Cocos2dx image. It's one that I had to hand a little while ago. It just makes things easier. So let me just quickly log in and get the link, and I'll put that on there. So log this bad boy in. And okay. Okay, now that I'm logged in, let's go back to it. So I've got the link. So I'm going to put another H tag. So I'm going to put a H2 tag actually. /H2, and this is going to be Trello board. And what I'm going to do is just put an ahref around all of it. Ahref equals the Trello board, and close off the tag, and we should be golden. Okay, that doesn't look very nice, so edit, Trello board, and instead I'm going to put that around here. See what that looks like now. Yeah, it looks okay, and this takes us to the Trello board link. So that will provide the means for anyone following this series to be able to check out the Trello board instead of just being able to see it during the videos, which no, that's not very good at all. So we was going to implement a method for loading a font family. So if I go to CSS, yeah, I can never remember how to load a font family. Now it's like at font family, blah blah blah. Not that. Custom at font face. That's the one I'm looking for. So for now, what I'm gonna do is just test that this definitely works. So font CDN. So I just want to get, oh, what was that? A Bootstrap CDN for font. Awesome. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, let's go back to search tool. Let's pick a font that we can easily tell. Yeah, we can easily tell that this has been changed. So I'm guessing yeah. It's HTML, so I can't do that sort of comment. Let me just get this first. I'll leave the name as that. And now to set the font family. My first font. No, that's not it. It's this. You know what? I'm going to remove this just so it's easy to see. Failed to decode downloaded font. So on here, it did not like this whatsoever. Does it need to be local? I can't remember. So if I open up CSS, undefined variable var, okay, I'll put that white. So public CSS, got a message, just give me a second. It's just a few friends just going to the cinema on the weekend, and well, they've just made it like so complicated because we're going to a couple of movies and really going to go at the same time. Then one of them wants to go earlier, one of them wants to go a little later, and one of them's relying on somebody else to pick them up. And it's just like the original time that we had set, pretty much everyone is, in terms of their availability, was okay, but one just wants to go early, one wants to go later, and it's just like ruined everything. But I'm sticking to the original times. Cool. Okay, so my first font. Font dash face URL. cdn, see if you can do it. Again, this is what I want to try and alleviate, is all of this complexity that comes with this. So I think this is a more open. Okay, so let me just download the file then. So if I were to download it, I think that's the one. Yeah, it is. But even if it wasn't, it doesn't really matter, I guess. Okay, so let me just add this CSS line onto libs to include cdn libs. Okay. Now let's have a look at this. Has it not included that? So head tag should be here somewhere. That's not it. Okay, that's it. That's the bad boy right here. Actually, instead, let me just manually download it. Okay, so this seems to be the font file. Let me get rid of this. Let me go to test style and let me put that into here. Now let's do a refresh. Okay, well, it hasn't buggered up in terms of any errors. So cursive. Yeah. I'll put it onto everything. It's quite an important one to make sure it's being applied. Okay, so has it been applied? So I need some sort of radical ass font to be able to like properly tell. So yeah, this one should be easily be able to tell. Oh, no, apparently that's already no, I didn't copy it. so. Let's delete this and let's locate this particular font. Nope. So that's just a thing that's applying Times New Roman. Because it's unsuccessful, the font is. What am I doing wrong? This is sort of becoming annoying now. That's even a valid font. Yep, no it isn't. I'm just going to put in our normal CSS file and see if it works in here. No, it doesn't work in there either. Clearly, sources, PHP, public CSS, index of CSS. Instead, let me just copy this. Whack that there. Put this to lobster. This should in theory work. See, even that isn't getting applied. I'll try putting it in round quotation marks or inside quotation marks. Let me get rid of this part. What the mother of Jesus is going on? That it's not even applying. Should be applied down here somewhere. Okay, so it doesn't seem to be an issue with that. Didn't do something else entirely wrong. Let's just try and download the font. Font downloaded. Showing Finder. Font file. And whack that in XAMPP htdocs PHP, and I'm going to put in the public. I'll create a folder called font. Should just be able to go /font/font file .woff f2 I'm gonna get rid of this. Don't see why that would be ever messing me up. Apparently having that format tag there thing there does help. 1 second. Sources, public, CSS. It is called font file, isn't it? I'm going to put it here. And I'm going to put it here. Obviously, I know not the most elegant solution, but I'll remove them once I've got it working. This is just ridiculous that this is not working at the moment. Again, I'm going to whack it in here temporarily. Get rid of that. Apparently it needs that, or it helps if you have that. If I were to put here Arial, for example, as you can see, it changes the font to Arial. You'll be somewhere here. But if I put lobster, which is set over there, actually, the lobster font is it? To confirm, oh yeah, it is. Just to confirm, what I'm going to do is try putting this link in as well. Works with that. What if I don't have that? So what in the @import URL is it doing? Let me just try this one a second. Okay, I think I've tried to overcomplicate this too much. So imagine if we had an Arial font, obviously it could be anything else that we know that works. Italic, font weight 400 is fine. So for the source, I'm gonna try putting Arial, see how that works. And if I put Arial new, that did not work. URL Arial font face, use internal fonts. Well, font face asking for fonts that are hosted on our own servers. No situation where a hosted font solution is better. I'll probably just find out and let me try getting that font file again. Don't see why this would make a difference. Yeah, just 1 second. Okay. Apparently it should be in the index of CSS. Okay. Okay. Instead of that, let me try this. Instead of for the font family, let's leave that as it is for now, that style of doing things. Let's have a method to essentially do the @import URL. So essentially, if I were to get this, if I have a method in CSS for this, so import, and this essentially would take a parameter $URL, and this is gonna say echo out this, and this is gonna be $URL. $URL. Let me grab this bad boy, and in this $CSS agent import okay. Now it was font family, so if I do everything, no. So let's go back to it. @import URL $URL, and let's go another issue in CSS. It needs to be double quotation marks for me to be able to use a variable inside of it. Let me take a look at this now. Oh, okay. So it was just a semicolon missing. I just want to see what it looks like, just to make sure everything is all good. Okay, it's looking good. Had a bit of a trouble there, but it's all good now. And this is gonna comment on what this does. It's the exact format of the commenting. Okay. Imports a CSS font from a URL. It's been 33 minutes. No, we didn't. I know we didn't progress too much in this video so far, but small victories. We are gonna implement a few more methods, but that's it, because we're going to keep it simple, and then you can add more to it as you see fit. And we'll add more as we create websites as well, because the more we create websites using this framework, and there's certain features of CSS that we feel that are better encapsulated, we will encapsulate them, and certain things, well, we won't. So yeah, doing stuff like this I think is useful, and over time it could essentially be applied to all methods, I guess. All of these properties like right, width, height, you could do that for all of them. No reason why you can't. So okay, so yeah, that is fine. This has been day 40, aka part 40 of the PHP Web Framework series, part 2 of the CSS PHP parser. Next time we'll just wrap this up, see if there's any other methods to add. We've just just got the overall thing there, so you can just extend it as you see fit, and we'll extend it as well as the days, weeks, and months, and hopefully years go by. So if you've got any questions, feel free to post on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, email us, post it on our educational platform, sonarlearning.co.uk. Comment, just reach out however you can, carry a pigeon if you can locate me. And as usual, thanks for watching, and I will see you in part 41.